Hello and welcome back to another Space Engineers showcase video. In today's video I am taking a look at one of your designs that you have linked me in the comment section of one of my videos. And if you wish to see something of yours shown on this channel, just leave me a link somewhere and I'll eventually get round to it. But for today we're looking at another tank. And this one is called the T-A1 Hellfire anti-air battery, which is this thing right here. It features one single mod, which is for those extra long Gatling guns you see on the sides. Pressing F10 and finding the Hellfire in the spawn menu, give it a minute, it's a little slow today. Here we go. This tank is 2015 small blocks. It does require the decorative block DLC pack, and of course that mod that I mentioned earlier. It's kind of a shame it doesn't mention it down here. It seems a little odd, very picky the workshop is when it displays that symbol or not. But anyway, let's start by going around the outside, and then we shall blast the starting base over there with these guns. So at the very front here, we've got a tiny little entrance to get into our cockpit, which is right over here. So this is our standard cockpit, which is hidden away behind all those armored blocks. We then got two little spotlights that have been half covered up by some half sloped armored blocks in this greenish digital camouflage skin. We also have just below the left hand light a little LCD screen showing us a little tiny number plate. We can come back up to here and we come to this camera. So this is how we're going to aim our guns. We are using a lot of scripts on this, and you can probably guess that one of them will be the mouse aimed turret script, which allows us to control the turret with our mouse, so left, right, up and down and all that. And using that camera we can perfectly aim these guns. We have a small ore detector on this side, which is purely for decoration. You're not going to be going out and looking for ore in this thing. It simply makes it look more aesthetically pleasing. As for the guns themselves, we've got these modded extra long Gatling guns, which seem to fire a little bit faster than the standard Gatling guns. They do look very impressive when you fire them. So if I just come over to here, look at them go. They fire so fast that the effect cannot keep up with them. In the middle of each of these guns, we've got a camera to allow you to precisely aim each arm. We can just come around to here and we've got some rocket launchers that surround them. So if I was to press C, we can fire everything at once, and they have been scripted so the rockets are on a salvo, so they fire 1, 2, 3, 4 and all that, rather than all at once. We come around to the top here where we've got a turret, our slave turret, which will allow us to shoot all the enemies, or we could manually control it ourselves if we didn't want to waste all our ammunition on the big guns on the side. Now these two arms are attached via an advanced rotor, which is how they're going to get funneled all their ammunition. Then as we come down and along the side, we've got some lights and some more lovely blockwork. It's very well done, this thing, exceptionally well done. And I will just pop around here, because the sun will be on, well, the sun's not on this side because some plonker planted a planet up there. But as I was saying, it's a fantastic design considering the only mods on this are for the guns over there. So as we move along here, we've got some lovely blockwork. We've got some wheels there that have been overlapped into each other. Not too sure how that's been done or how safe that'll be in the long run, but it works. You could always remove several of those wheels and add in the tank track mod to try and finish off this look a little bit more. That is just personal preference on my part. We've got some unfinished blocks that go along the sides, so they're the unfinished light blocks, just for a bit of extra decoration. And we can see how the actual top part, the turret part, has been held on. So we've got another advanced rotor which sits over here, and a small little dip where it's going in. We've got an O2H2 generator right there, and we can hear the hum of the hydrogen engine at the back. As we come around to the back, we've got some red lights which are our brake lights, and we've got some much smaller ones which are just in the yellowish, sort of standardish type colour. We've got another little number plate up there with the ECF764 written on it, and then we've got some blast door parts with a small little cargo container which allows you to access everything in this vehicle without having to jump into the cockpit. And we can also see, sneakily through this little gap, the moving parts on the hydrogen engine. And as we come up to the top, the last part is looking over here. So we've got a little programmable block right there, and on the opposite side there is another one right there. If we come around to here, we've got ourselves a fake little radar dish, a little antenna, which is the laser antenna that's been lifted off from the main vehicle via this rotor over here and curved around with some standard blocks in, once again, the digital camouflage. And it does look bloody fantastic, doesn't it? I don't get how people can curve stuff so perfectly. Whenever I try to do it, it always comes out as either a too sharp of a corner or a 90-degree angle. Yes, this is bloody fantastic work. And then we just come around to here on the very top, we got ourselves a connector. So if you really wanted to, you could connect up a very small ship or a ship with a extendable connector out and refuel this thing. Then over to here, we then got access to the large cargo container on top, which is where we're going to store our ammunition. And if we just come around here, we can get a better look at it, like so. It's a bloody fantastic design, and I absolutely love the little arms. It feels like it should get up and transform, like these two little ridges over there and over there should fold out into legs, and they become its arms, and it's just a transforming machine. But no, it's not. That's a little bit too much for space engineers to handle. We do have two little parachute hatches, however, so if you did go over a cliff edge, we can safely float down to the bottom. So there's two on the front over there. If we just come and take a sneaky look underneath, let's see what's going on here. We've got ourselves some pistons. Yes, we can lift this thing off the ground if we need to do maintenance underneath it. And we've also got another connector, which allows us to put some more stuff in if we were raised off the ground. And then moving towards the back here, we've got ourselves a hydrogen engine to store all our precious hydrogen. And that is about it. Around to here, it's time to actually play around with this vehicle. So getting into my character, I've completely forgotten what button it is. There it is. But before I go over the hotbar, if I come into first person view, we've got a lovely bunch of LCD screens telling us absolutely everything we need to know about this vehicle. In fact, down here makes it so we don't even have to have our HUD on. We've got our number ones for the Gatling, we've then got our rockets and all that. It's all set up nicely for you to see what's going on. So we've got our commonly used scripts, which is the artificial horizon. We then have the radar system, the inventory, and all that. If I was to come over to here and actually find the programmable blocks, they've even been labeled. Fantastic stuff. So we've got the AI turret slave, we've got our artificial horizon, auto LCDs floor plan, MART, which is how we're controlling the turret, our radar, rocket salvos, and whips tank skid steering system. But now it's time to actually get into the fun part and press number 1, which fires all the Gatling guns. And then we have number 2, which will be for the rockets which go off on their little salvo script. If you wanted to fire everything at once, you can press C on the keyboard. For some unknown reason, that fires absolutely everything. Number 3 is our brake. So instead of pressing P, we can press number 3, and then we can go and drive this around. Number 4 is to take control of the turret on top. It's very lackluster compared to the other guns that I just fired, isn't it? It's almost pathetic in comparison. Anyway, number 5 is to view straight forwards. So if I was to press number 8, we could then start moving this around and aim the big guns. Number 6 is to view on one side of the turret. So that little camera that sits in between the 4 Gatling guns, this is what we're looking at. Number 7 is to view on the opposite side. So there we go. Then coming out of that, number 8 is to lock or unlock the rotor, which will lock the turret's rotation, which makes it much more safer while driving around. So if I just go and unlock that up, we now can no longer move it. Pressing number 9 will deploy our pistons and lift us off the ground, allowing us to do maintenance work underneath and access that connector down there. If I just drop that down and come to tab number 2, then got a camera which is for the connector underneath. We've got our controls for the connector underneath. Then if I just come out of this and go into first person, we then have controls for the turret locks and the turret connector, which is for on top. But unfortunately they are not on the hotbar for some odd reason. But anyway, now it's time to drive this thing around and shoot. Ooh, what should we shoot? I know, if I just lock this and do a quick little turn, we can then come around and shoot the starting base. So driving it around a little bit, we have a really big turning circle. A very big turning circle, in fact. We are very heavy. Well, that's what it feels like. We're exceptionally heavy. Let's just put the parking brakes on. Undo number 8. Firing. So we're going to shoot that forward so we can view number 5. Make sure we can aim that correctly. We can zoom all the way in. There we are. We are hitting the starting base with everything packed. We can press C and start bombarding it like so. Bloody good stuff. This is meant to be an anti-air tank, but, well, it's space engineers, so it's anti-air everything. We just keep shooting over there, destroy all those blocks. Look at that go. Fantastic stuff. Yes, I can then come out of that, press number 8 to lock it, and we can continue on driving. So here we go. So for an actual test of the driving, let's just do a quick 360 spin. So if I just zoom out like this, this is our turning radius. It's not the greatest thing in the world. You won't be using this for frontline combat. You will be sitting from the sidelines and deterring anyone from coming close to you. In fact, that is a pirate base in the distance over there. So let's go and say hello to them. So we're now approaching the pirate base. We should be within range of these Gatling guns, but I'm not too sure. I want to be able to get a shot off on them before they start shooting me, because it's going to end poorly otherwise. So we're now just about in range. I should be able to get into number 5. Just going to get up onto this hill and really hope their guns don't just turn around and start blasting me. That's going to go horribly wrong. So that's on. We should be able to then bring this up. And it's like, yeah, there we go. We can now destroy them. They're gone. Let's start attacking that part. In fact, let's press everything. Everything can start firing. Oopsie. God, the frame rate is going down. I always forget about the camera when you zoom in. So now I'm just going to start blasting it. Let's just lower this down a bit more. And see the destruction that happened. So zooming all the way in, the last rockets are now hitting it. What do we have left? Not much. That was very quick work of that pirate base. We can just come over to here. Just start doing that. Let's try and get rid of that support pole. It should drop anytime soon. We can even start firing the rockets into it. And there it goes. The whole top is gone. We've successfully attacked that pirate base. Anyway, the Hellfire anti-air battery will be in the description below if you wish to download and play around with it yourself. And I'll be back with another video some point soon. Oh, look at the poor little turret. It's trying to help. It's adorable. Anyway, yes, thank you all for watching, and I'll be back with another showcase video some point soon. Bye-bye.